Yo, what up? It's your boy Sage, the narrator for the Big Events podcast. I will be here in the beginning and the end of the podcast, but anything said in between, viewers' discretion is advised, and I don't agree with this motherfucker. But at the end, we will talk about some shit you need to hear about. So a dude fucks a dolphin for 9 months, then makes a tell-all book and makes $9 million off it. I can't make this shit up. And by the way, I'm not going through the whole, this is Big Events Podcast, this is what I do. I'm not going, we're getting straight to the point because this is ridiculous. A dude fucked a dolphin for 9 months, then wrote a tell-all book and made $9 million about it. I'm baffled. But upon everything else, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. And you know why I'm disgusted? Because I went on PETA, I went on all the zoo websites, looking up all the rights and different things to these animals, trying to figure things out, and doing all the stuff. And I realized that none of you motherfuckers told me we could be out here fucking animals and writing books to make $9 million. I've been busting my ass on my 9 to 5, job I hate, trying to support my family and everything. When you tell me all I had to do was go out and fuck one zoo animal, that's all I had to do. I had to go out and fuck one zoo animal and we'd be set for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here struggling, and people knew about this because the story's old. Apparently, this happened back in 2014 or something. This dude fucked a dolphin and released the book and made $9 million off it. Y'all been holding out since 2014? I just now saw this article? What? I'm disgusted. You know what I'm saying? You telling me, yo, I looked up zoo animals, you know what I'm saying? Not that I find any of them attractive or anything, but I gotta say one thing, walruses got fatties. You can't tell me a walrus don't got a fatty. You telling me if they told you $9 million, we gonna need you to fuck this walrus a couple times over the span of 9 months, and then you gonna write a book and we gonna give you 10 mil. You not gonna sit there and think about it? For 9 mil? Fucking think about it. I walk into that encagement. I don't know how to keep walrus. I don't know if they keep them all strictly in water, if it's a half land, half water thing. Whatever it is, I'm walking up to that motherfucker and all you're gonna hear is, if this world were mine. If this world were mine. Luther Vandross off the bat, I'm wooing that walrus. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to be part of the Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be on the wrong side of that movement. Not saying that I even know how this dude got consent from the dolphin. You know what I'm saying? It's a little crazy. But, you know, I'm going to make sure I woo the walrus to the point where they going to have, you know, video. Because they're probably going to video record it at this point. I mean, going up to the walrus, rubbing his back. The walrus is basically going to put its fin on my hand to put it on his ass, like giving me, like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And that Luther Vandross would get anybody in the mood. That Luther Vandross would get a walrus to fuck a human. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Or you put that real slow music, Soul Child. What? For 9 mil, son? I'm not playing games. You know what I'm saying? For 9 mil. But I know y'all probably looking at me like, oh, Eric's bugging out. E's crazy. Big E's crazy. But let me tell you something. You know what's crazy? The dude who fucked the dolphin not knowing he was getting 9 mil. He just fucked the dolphin and wrote a book like, yo, I need to tell my story, dolphin pussy's the best. And people went out and bought it and he got 9 mil. He didn't know that. He did that just to fuck a dolphin. What's wrong with that man? That's disgusting. Like, what is wrong with that man? He wanted to fuck. And then to make matters even worse, you know what? I'm not even that mad at him. He wants to fuck a dolphin. Maybe he don't get pussy. We don't know the story of his life. Who's the $9 million worth of people who went and bought the damn book? Think about that. $9 million, let's say they made the book for $10. I'm pretty sure the book was like 30, 40, whatever. Just for the sake of simple math, they made the book for $10. You telling me 900,000 people bought that book? 900,000 copies of that book, almost 1 million copies of that book for $10 was sold. I could write a book about something better than me getting into some kind of zoo and embankment or a cage or entrapment, whatever, and raping a dolphin. What is that? Why did this, like, who bought that? You know what I'm saying? But if that's what y'all buying, Bong Zoo, call me for the walruses. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 mil's a lot of that's set for life if you know what to do with it. You know what I mean? That's set for life. All jokes aside, I would never fuck a walrus. Peter, relax, everybody relax. This is more about raising awareness of how we treat these animals in these zoos and how somebody was able to do that for 9 months, write a book, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't persecuted. Once again, I didn't read too much into the article, so if there's some information I have a little blurry, maybe he did get arrested or whatever, I don't know, because I'm not into that shit. I'm not reading the full article about it. I saw the headline, it grabbed me enough to read the first paragraph. Well, first 2 paragraphs about how he broke in and about how he enjoyed it so much he continued it for 9 months before he backed off and wrote a memoir. And I was like, come on. I can't read no more. I'm not reading detail this article about it. I'm not reading the 2-page article. This is absolutely gross. This is like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I can't sit here and lie and then say it didn't pique thoughts into my mind of who went out and bought this book. You went out and bought this book, like, did you have a run-in at the zoo with the penguins? Like, you know where they let you pet the penguins? That you pay extra couple $, and the one penguin rubbed against your leg smooth, and you was like, ooh. Ooh, then you went home, started watching Happy Feet, just jerking off to Happy Feet. You keeping up with it. Oh, shit, Happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? What got you into bestiality to begin with? Like, that's some crazy thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And it has to come down to the parenting. Who raised these children? Who raised these people who grew to be men? Who raised them to want to fuck animals or read about it and be interested in animal fucking? You know what I'm saying? Like, who raised these people? You gotta really think about it. You know what I'm saying? And I have a theory. The same people who did that are the same people who, when you ask, how old is your child? They look you dead in the eye and say, 36 months. What? 36 months? Yeah, 31 months. 31 months. I know it's simple math, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm asking your child's age and I don't already know your child's age, chances are I really don't give a fuck about your child. You know what I'm saying? Really don't give a fuck. Was trying to make simple conversation, trying to be nice. Oh, little Junior. Oh, how old is he? You know what I'm saying? Give him the little noogie, hug him. Oh, how old is little man, huh? And you come up to me and you say, oh, he's 20 months. What? First of all, why are you making me do math? I don't give a fuck how old your kid is. I definitely don't give a fuck enough to do math. To try to get through all that. I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So how old is your fucking child? You know what I mean? Yo, if he's fucking 13 months, just say he's a year and some change. You know what I mean? Oh, he's 23 months? No, he's about to be 2 years next month. You know, he's breaking in years. Once he's past 11 months, you can't say months anymore. What's wrong with you? That's some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I ask you how old is your child and you come to me and you say, he's 27 months, I'm automatically assuming he's 7 years old because I'm not doing the math. I don't care. So when I then look inside the little stroller or wherever the kid's sitting, depending on how young he is, and I go, oh, how old are you? And he looks at me and with his hands up looking to reach out because I don't know. I'm automatically assuming your child's on the spectrum. I'm automatically assuming there's something wrong with your child, and I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. Because I'm assuming your child's 7. You say he's 15, 16 months, he's 7 years old. I'm not doing the math. And if he can't tell me how old he is, there's something wrong with your child and something wrong with you. He's 7. He should know. He should be able to say 7. I'm not doing the math. I'm not figuring the rest of this out. He's 7. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And parents nowadays just... It boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? It boggles my mind. Because those same parents who do that are the same parents that keep their strollers, keep their kids in the stroller till they're 7, 8, 9. I mean, the other day, I swear to you, I saw this little boy in a stroller, and his legs were so long that he had to bend his legs to even stay in the stroller, bend them back. But the way he bent them back was till his legs were almost under the stroller. So when his mother pushed the stroller, the top of his sneakers were hitting the pavement, scraping the pavement. And the way she was like trying to rustle, I guess she was in a rush, the way them things sounded scraping the pavement, if she would have took half a mile per hour faster pushing that stroller, the shit would have made sparks. It would have motherfucking made sparks. That's how hard she was pushing that stroller. And the top of this kid's sneakers is smacking the pavement because his goddamn legs are too long. If that kid is that big, if your kid is 6'9", he needs to be like Tekashi 6'9" and get his ass up. Walk. He needs to walk his way down Treyway Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way that you push him in the shoulder so much and his legs are so long that the top of his sneakers have smacked the pavement so hard that the top of his sneakers, where the Air Force One air holes are, you know, on the toe, like right on the toe line, that it's smooth like paper. There's no way the top of his shoes should be smooth like paper because his feet been smacking the pavement for the last month when you push him in his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, the bottom of his sneaker, though, crispy than a motherfucker. The bottom of his sneaker is so clean, you could probably lick that motherfucker. You could probably eat off the bottom of the sneaker because he hasn't touched the floor once. What kind of coddling shit is that? What are we teaching our kids? What is going through our minds that you have that kid in the stroller at that size, at that age? What is this? You know what I'm saying? And it gets worse. A month or two back, I saw another little boy. I saw another little child. He was a boy in a stroller, and he was reading a geometry book. I'm not kidding you, said Geometry 101 on it. And I had to double take, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, he had a big book. I thought, you know, oh man, he has a story time book where he's reading, you know, one of those hardcover big story where it got the big pictures in it and they barely see the words. And so the kid, you know, he's pretty big too. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, you know how the strollers got the bar on the bottom so the kids could put their feet, but most kids' feet barely even touch it. They got a tippy toe. His feet were on it so hard that his knees were near his chest like this. His knees were near his chest. I can't even do it without grabbing my knees and putting them to my chest. His knees were up there on the bar, holding the bar like this. You know what I'm saying? He's like this, reading Geometry 101. I had to double tap. I said, oh, Geometry 101. What, Geometry 101? If he's old enough to read geometry, he's old enough to get the angles and the parameters and all the science behind how to fucking walk. The little nigga should know how to walk. I'm sorry. He should be able to know how to walk. You know what I'm saying? The little white boy, get him out the stroller and let that motherfucker walk with his geometry book. You pushing him in the stroller. Like, what kind of coddling are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that are raising these kids to want to fuck these animals. I can't make this shit up. These are the kids that are raising these future adults to want to fuck animals. And my question is, what's worse, raising a serial killer or raising somebody who wants to fuck an animal? Because let me tell you something. I know you're like, well, obviously serial killers, but let me just say something. We've all had that thought one time in our lives. We've all had that one thought of a morbid thought of wanting to hurt someone that's got on your nerves, someone that's screwed you over so bad you just want to choke. I'm not saying you went on the whole premeditated murder. I'm going to get the knife. I'm going to creep up in his house. I'm going to put the plastic down on some Dexter shit. You know what I'm saying? But we've all had the thought, I just want to choke him or throw him down a flight of steps or punch him dead in his face till he can't talk no more. You know what I'm saying? We've all had that anger thought. How many of y'all got angry and I want to fuck a dolphin? Which one of y'all? Unless one of the people who spent, you know, the $9 million on the book. Which one of y'all thought that? That's weird as fuck, bro. That's weird as fuck, bro. Weird as fuck. Like, that shit is a little concerning of how you were raised. Serial killers, I kind of understand that. I don't understand this dolphin fucking shit at all. I know I make jokes, oh, fuck the walrus, that's all jokes. But, you know, people are really out here fucking dolphins. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? That shit is concerning. Straight up. That shit is concerning. And another thought I have behind it too is, you know, people that raise their children like that, like, how much are you coddling them? You know what I mean? What else are you letting them do too much of? Or how much, or letting them go too much of? Like, I'll give you another perfect example of it. Perfect example of it. I was going into the lobby of my building, right? I can't, but I'm going into the lobby of my building. This woman has grocery bags in both hands wrapped around her wrist. You can see the plastic bag cutting into her wrist real tight. And she's bustling with the stroller. Meanwhile, this kid's got to be 5'5". You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why he's not walking. You know what I'm saying? So she's pushing the stroller. I see her struggling. I hold the door open because, you know, I'm a nice guy. I hold the door open. Hi, how you doing? She's like, oh, you know, busy. You know, it's that. I got to do what I got to do. I'm like, yeah, I understand. So we get up to the elevator. She has both things gripping around her waist. I hit the elevator button. Boom. The elevator door opens. right? I really am. The elevator door opens. Boom. I hit my button, my floor. You know what I mean? Boom. I hit 4. She goes, oh, okay. So I go, hey, what floor you want? Before she could even respond, little man got up out the stroller, walked up to the button, hit 3, and was like, 3. I was like, what? I was taken back. He gets back, he hops back in the stroller. Mind you, he didn't sit back, he had to hop back in the stroller. You know what I'm saying? Because he's way too big for it. So he hopped back in the stroller. He looks back at his mom. So what exactly are you making for dinner? So what exactly are you making for dinner? He told her. If that little motherfucker didn't get up out the stroller and hold the grocery bags and help her, like if that was my mom and that was my brother, I'd smack the fire out of him. He looked back up at her and said, so, what exactly is for dinner? What? He's old enough to ask that question, to have the nurse ask that question. He's old enough that he shouldn't be in a goddamn stroller. He should be helping you with some of the lighter bags. I don't want to hear this dude's like 5'1" in the stroller. Like, what kind of coddling are we doing to these kids? You know what I'm saying? And if they're not out here trying to think about fucking dolphins, it's even worse. You know why it's even worse? Because they're out here becoming the weird Uber drivers we get. I don't care what nobody tells me. That shit's gotta be connected. That shit has to be connected. And I know you're thinking, oh, what's wrong with being an Uber driver? There's nothing wrong with being an Uber driver. Get your hustle on you. Uber, Lyft, cab, all respect, all love. Get your money how you gotta get it. I would never knock another man's hustle with money. But I'm not talking about a regular Uber driver. I'm talking about the Uber driver when you hop in the cab, you get in, you sit down. How you doing? He goes, how you doing? So where are you heading? Huh? No, where you heading? He looks back at you, one hand still on the wheel. Where you going? I'm going where the GPS says, my nigga. Look on the GPS, fam. Come on. Oh, no, I mean, like, where you going? I'm going to the address on your GPS. In order for me to get into this Uber, it's not like I hailed a cab in the city. In order for me to get into this Uber, I had to type in my address, where I am, and where I'm going, the address of where I'm going, so you could accept whether you want to give me this ride or not. Don't turn around and ask me where I'm going. It's in your GPS already. You know what I mean? It's already disturbing enough that you have that information where I'm at, which is most likely where I live, because people take most cabs to where they live, or from where they're at to where they live. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough you already got that information saved on your GPS so you could get there. But then you're going to ask me, like, where, like, what weird conversation are we going to have after this, bro? Like, no. I'm going to the address on your GPS. Yeah, but where's the address on your GPS? It's on the block of the address of the GPS. Yeah, but what is it? Where is it? It's in a house. It's in a building. Oh, but where is the address? The address is on the building. Oh, but who's in the building? People. Oh, yeah, but how do you know the people? Who are you related to the people? You'll never guess, bro. You'll never guess how I know the people. How do you know the people? I've met them. Like, yo, why are you asking so many questions, my dude? Why are you asking? I'm not giving you the information you want. You know what I'm saying? Because I made that mistake one time. I think I was at a bar somewhere, and I was heading to a family member's house or whatever, and I made that fucking mistake. He asked me, well, where are you heading? I was like, oh, I'm going to my cousin's house or whatever. Da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, you're going to your cousin's house? Yeah, you know. Da-da. Oh, okay. I have a cousin. Oh, okay. Mostly all of us do. That's yeah, my cousin did this. And this dude went on a rampage the whole 40-minute drive to the point he started talking about his cousin. His daughter went to Hofstra, but she transferred out because she didn't really like the major. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. I got into the back of this Uber with the assumptions I could put my earphones in, scroll Instagram, listen to my music, because I know you're probably going to play fucking some trash shit on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10 I take an Uber, they're either playing a pop station, they're playing Spanish music, or some Indian shit that I've never heard of in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really care. I'm just whatever. I'm putting my shit in. You don't talk to me, I don't talk to you. I say hello when I first get in. When I get out, have a great day. You know what I mean? Have a blessed day. And we keep it moving. We act like we never even met each other. Don't start telling me about all your family. I don't want to hear about it. Oh, yeah, and then my aunt, oh, my God, my Titi Young Thug. Like, yo, I don't care about Titi Young Thug. Now, you're probably thinking, whoa, Titi Young Thug. You can't tell me, I don't care what none of y'all say, you can't tell me Young Thug is not your Titi. Young Thug, or for people who don't know the term, Young Thug is not your aunt. Young Thug is Tia, boy. Think about it. Think about it real hard. Tia always shows up to the cookout wearing the fancy dresses, wearing all the fancy new designer shit. She's always saying some weird shit that you don't really agree with, but somehow everyone looks at her like she's the cool aunt. You know what I'm saying? She comes in, she always brings one or two dudes with her that are mad masculine gangster dudes. But when they talk, they come out real feminine and say weird things. Like, yeah, we here, oh my. And they're real flamboyant. And you're like, whoa, I thought he was gangster and all. Why is he coming out feminine? Then you start looking at Tia, and she's just as gangster and as feminine as the dude she brought. And then you thought they were dating because she brought him over 7 times. But then you realize they just boys. But how are they boys when Tia is a girl? And it's weird, but she's the cool one, and she got the guap. She got all the money in the family. She keep giving the money out. But in order for her to give you the money, she got to tell you a weird story you don't really care to hear about. And then they get all into it, and then when they're telling you, it gets real flamboyant while they're saying, your Tia's Young Thug. Tia's Young Thug. Your aunt is Young Thug. And the Uber driver, you have a Young Thug aunt like everyone else? I don't give a fuck, though. I don't want to hear about it, bro. I really don't care. I don't want to hear about it. Keep it to yourself, bro. Just get me to my destination. And I already know you was in the stroller till you were 9, and your parents would introduce you. He's 40 months. I know it. It's all correlated. It's all correlated. You can't tell me any different. You can't tell me any different. Because if you weren't in this Uber and you didn't find your own little niche and your own little place with this Uber shit, you'd be fucking dolphins. You understand? And that's the moral of this podcast episode. Parenting. We gotta be on top of our children. There's one thing to give them nurture and love, and there's another thing to coddle and to be too sensitive and to be too nice and not give them the attention and not give them the certain shit they deserve, to tell them this is your independent moment. This is, you need to walk. You need to move this way. You need to think. You know what I'm saying? You coddle them and you try to keep them a baby for so long. He's 40 months. No. He's almost 4. You know, he's like, be real about it. Don't try to keep it a month so he stays your baby or she stays your baby for so long. Gotta stop coddling these children. That's the story. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be better because we have to raise our future better. When we leave this earth, the only thing we leave behind are the people we've mentored and the knowledge we've shared through others, and hopefully it's positive enough to move everything forward. That's basically it. So, one more thing that I'm going to do at the end of every podcast. I'm going to choose one thing, whether it be music, movie, whatever. I choose one topic, and I'll basically rate it, whether it's absolutely horrible or it's really good or whatever. I give my own little comedic spin to it, and then you go out and watch it, tell me what you think, if you saw it, or whatever. Yeah, so basically, at this part of the show, I'm going to review The Punisher. Like I said before, every podcast I will come back and review one thing, and you tell me whether you like it or not. So, on The Punisher, basically, is a great show. I know I'm a little late on it, but the reason why I think it's a perfect thing for me to review today is because it's coming out with season 2 in mid to late January, I believe. So I think it's perfect to touch upon. So it gives you enough time to then go watch season 1 before season 2 comes out. And let me tell you, season 1 is absolutely amazing. But the best analogy I could give for season 1 is like you go to an apple orchard, like, you know, where you apple pick or whatever, and they basically tell you, you gotta look at this apple. Look at this apple tree. You gotta come see. And you run over to go see the apple tree, and it's just a normal fucking apple tree, and there's like a worm in the apple, and you're like, what am I looking at? This worm in the apple? Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then you're like, yeah, I guess it's kind of crazy. I mean, nature, it is what it is. It's what I would assume would happen in an apple tree. Like, this is nothing. Why am I watching this for 4 or 5 episodes? 4 or 5 hours of this, like, what is this? And all of a sudden he goes, oh, by the way, turn around, look at the pumpkin patch. And you go turn around, look at the pumpkin patch, and the pumpkin is fucking blowing up, and the whole patch is on fire, and people are running through the patch, catching on fire, dying, and the one pumpkin gets up, walks across the other pumpkin patch, and punches the other pumpkin in the face, and the other pumpkin is fucking another pumpkin. Whoa, where did this come from? What? Like, out of nowhere, you know what I mean? That's the best analogy for Punisher, because 4 or 5 of the first episodes is absolute apple tree picking. It's like, what is this? Why am I wasting 5 hours on this? What is so amazing? And then once something happens in the 5th episode that tells you to turn around and look at the bigger picture, and you see the pumpkin patch, it is the most wildest, most entertaining, I'm so glad I powered through 5 hours of this to see this, because nobody will believe this unless they see it themselves too. Kind of a show. I think that's how great the show is. So you gotta check it out. To understand the analogy, understand what I'm saying, you have to check it out, and you gotta grind through the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then the last 8 or 9 are absolutely amazing. They're 100% worth the watch. With that being said, that's the end of the podcast. This is episode 1. Thank you so much. Just to give a quick shout out and then basically explain the episode, because I know I started off on the tangent right away, which is kind of how I want to do every episode. But it basically just be, you know, about 30, 45 minutes of me just, you know, venting and telling you some topics that are on my mind. Some of them are hilarious. You guys got to check out episode 2. If you thought this one was even slightly funny, episode 2 is going to be hilarious. And I'm going to get better every episode, I promise. I'm really working on this. There's a lot of funny things that go on through my mind, you know, but I don't want to overload it into episodes. So we're going to keep it short at 30 minutes. And like I said, I'm going to do about 25 minutes to 30 minutes of my rants and things on my mind. Then I'm going to give you one review on either a music, movie, a current event, just one review of something you need to check out or look into or whatever. And then I'm going to end the podcast after that. And every perspective I give will also come with some kind of message to it, like I gave with, you know, the parenting and stuff. And that's what this podcast is really going to be about. It's comedy. It's going to make you laugh. I'm going to say outlandish, crazy things. Some I don't mean, some I do. You'll know the difference, hopefully. And yeah, it's just to keep you laughing, man. So one thing, shout out to my clothing line. If you didn't know already, MY Freak Apparel. Me and my two brothers started that clothing line. It's really dope. Check it out on Instagram at MyFreak_apparel, or check out our Facebook or our Twitter. We're all over. It's a growing clothing brand. If you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast on SoundCloud or one of the other podcast apps I will be uploading this to, you could check out the visuals for it on YouTube, which would be on Biggie_Events_podcast on YouTube, or also check the same at Biggie_Events_podcast on Instagram, so you can check out some of the images. You'll definitely want to check out the Instagram whether you're into video or not, because I'll be putting up exclusive bloopers, outtakes, little skits that I have here and there that I don't think are good enough to make the show, little rants, so you're definitely going to want to follow the Instagram. Also, I would like to give a shout out to Alex. She did a great job with my logo on the bio of my Instagram. I'll definitely put her at on the caption of some of the pictures and some of the first videos. I will definitely put her at, so if you want any logo or any graphic made by her, definitely check it out. She did an amazing job. It's exactly what I wanted. You know what I mean? It's real comical the more you look at it. Yeah, so shout out to her for that. And yeah, just shout out to you guys for listening. And if you listen this far, thank you so much. Hopefully you come back for episode 2, 3, 4, 50. You know? And hopefully you guys think it's as funny as I do. Thanks for tuning in. You telling me the weird chick from Orange is the New Black don't look like Tekashi 6ix9ine, and now you can't unsee it, right? It's fucking white.